Good morning, friends. What's going on is Anton from AntonDaniels.com. I appreciate you guys for continuing to rock with me. Did y'all enjoy the Lapeef Let's Talk show last night? The pivot, the change up? One thing is for sure and two things is for certain. I will tell you this, and I will tell you this with everything that I have in me, is that the show always will go on. If y'all have not noticed anything, dang, I got something in my beard, or is my beard just popping? Y'all have not noticed anything, you have to understand that nobody slows down the movement. Like, we've seen this, we've been through way more destructive situations, and nobody is going to stop the movement. No one monkey stops it. Like, I don't care if you're in corporate America, I don't care if you on as a content creator, I don't care what show you on, nothing stops the movement. And you got to continue to push, you got to continue to participate in society. And I think that the biggest thing that I want to emphasize to you guys is that this attitude is the thing that is going to define whether or not you're super successful or if everything falls apart. And so it's two different ways in which I want to slice this, right? I'm on my way down to the office. I don't work from home anymore. I make sure that I go into my content creation space because we building it out. I got a lot of furniture and everything that's coming down. I got artists. I have a lot of different people that are participating in the success of what we got going on. But one thing is for sure and two things is for certain is that the first aspect of attitude is that as a receiver, right? And so sometimes you are the person that is putting everything together. You are the person that, you know, is the employer. You're the person that owns the platform. You are the leader, right? You can't sway and have things go out of control based off of how you feel. You can't react emotionally to anything and everything at all. You have to remain poised. You have to remove the emotion from it. Even when it comes to making decisions from a business perspective, everything, and when I say everything, I mean everything is business, right? And that does not mean that I can't take into consideration how people feel and all of that, but we have to make decisions based off of what makes the most sense from a business perspective. And that is the thing that has carried us through a lot of these different situations that we've been in on a regular basis, is that I don't get caught up in emotion, right? I may be emotional when it is that I'm putting on a show, or I may be passionate about whatever it is that I'm talking about. But as far as making the decisions that I make on a regular basis, everything has to be calculated. Everything has to be within focus. Everything has to be within the realm or the scope of what we're trying to accomplish long term. Every decision that I make is a long-term decision. It's not just based off of what I'm dealing with or what I feel like or how I wake up on that side of the bed in the morning. As a matter of fact, a lot of times I'll sleep on something and then make a decision in the morning, whether it's a large purchase, whether it's content creation, whether it's, you know, I want to move in a particular direction. I'll make the decision and then I'll sleep on it and then I'll double back, or I might get a second opinion or a third opinion from somebody professionally that I trust or roll with. I don't make emotional decisions when it comes to doing things from a business perspective, even though it may seem like it's a lot of passion behind it. Okay, that's A. B, you also have to look at it from a contributor's perspective. I've told a story in the past about how an employer of mine, or a boss of mine that I had a long time ago, asked me could I help him with his homework. But I knew, if you read between the lines, that he wasn't really asking me to just help him for his homework. He was asking me to pay my dues. You know what I'm saying? And so I know that it's looked down upon, and we got this woke culture and this equal rights or whatever, so on and so forth. No, you better learn how to blend in, and you better learn how to culturally fit if that's the direction that you want to go in. Now, you can choose to go in a different direction, but don't complain about the fact that you're not getting the opportunities. It's almost like Hollywood. You know, if you always labeled as somebody that's difficult to work with, or you're not fitting in the way that you need to fit in, then you can't just come in and tell people what you want to do on they set. That ain't how it works. And we've existed in a space where we've been empowering the prisoners to run the asylum, or the insane people to run the asylum, and that's not how it works within real life. And so the thing that I'm trying to convey to you guys specifically is that as a person that is on the other side, so you're participating in an environment, you have to then learn how to fit in from a cultural perspective, right? He asked me to participate. Now I had a decision to make at that time. I could have, beat my chest and all that rubble. That's not a part of my job description. Nah, I sucked it up. I humbled myself. I went to the drawing board and I did the best that I could on his homework, and he did really, really well. And this guy has really helped me and poured into me, and it taught me a lesson, and it helped me to level up in a lot of different opportunities that I otherwise would not have had, based off of him recommending me and giving me a lot of alley-oops. I mean, that homework paid off tremendously, because it showed that I was a team player. It showed that I was a cultural fit. It showed that I was willing to make the sacrifice, that I was easy to work with, that it showed a lot of other things other than just getting the homework done. And so everybody wants to play it a certain type of way, but nobody wants the consequences that come along with it. People do things because they like you, not necessarily just because you got the best product. And so you got to be careful about how you rub people, how you plan it, how it is that people are, what the expectations are, so on and so forth, because you can very much shoot yourself in the foot, and what was supposed to be a blessing can then turn into entitlement, which then leads to, you doing something else. And I'm not saying that this is not pointed at anybody in particular. I'm just speaking in general that, opportunities pass us by every single day because we get big head. We think that we greater than what we are. We don't really understand humility. You think humility is you talking soft and not going off on people. That's not what humility is. Humility is much like love, in that it's an action word, and that it's how you do things and whether or not you make the right decisions when an opportunity presents itself. And there's always going to be a hierarchy. There's always going to be somebody that you're pouring into. A lot of people think that they can just quit their job and that's the end of the conversation. No, that's not the end of the conversation. I don't want no boss. I don't want to work for the man. You always going to work for the man. You know why? Because the man will then be your customers. It's the people that spend money at your business. Those are your bosses. And so attitude is truly something that I think that we need to get together, because it is the thing that is killing you, and is killing your career opportunities. It's killing you from a content creation perspective. It's killing you in a lot of different ways. And a lot of people think that they're bigger than what they really are, or they think that they make a platform or things like that. No, nobody is above reproach. Nobody. Remember that. Whenever you start to get the big head, just remember the hierarchy in the organization that you exist in, that you're getting the big head at. And just remember that nobody is irreplaceable. Some people are, but that's very few in between. Most of us are not Elon Musk. So, anyways, I'd love to get your thoughts. Happy Friday. I love you guys. I appreciate you. Make sure you tap into the Patreon. Link is in the description as well as pinned to the top of the chat. When you get into the Patreon, select the Discord, because that is the space where we all have the extended conversations based off of the content that is dropped in the Patreon and all of the opportunities. All right? So, I love you. I appreciate you. If you need to get in touch with me personally, email me at antondaniels413@gmail.com, and we're going to make sure we get you popping. I'll let you later. Peace.